Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Golden Ticket Case 2. All right. Couple of things, few bits and pieces we should note. We have three new soft moves on the board. The feelings of others, too far, too fast, and picking up the pieces. We also have a new story tag on Laurie, heroic blue screen of death.
Which is a term I have not seen in quite a while.
Yeah, I think it's apt. Laurie did some things last session and is regrets.
His regrets are multifarious.
It couldn't have anything to do with making somebody missing an arm, or what? It was a hand, wasn't it?
It was a hand. Also peppering a secretary with glass.
And no, it was an arm. It's all the way to the AC joint of the shoulder.
Oh, okay.
No, that was you. That was the AC joint at the shoulder. There was a guard that lost a hand to Lori.
Oh, yes, sorry. Yes, no, Laurie did things.
Yes.
That was a hand.
That was indeed a hand. However, we're going to start off this session with Misha Dawson, who is now your secondary character, Thryth, thanks to a new ally extra.
Yep, which means I have some control over what she does, though I think you still have final say as storyteller.
That's okay. I'm perfectly willing to let you play her most. I am unlikely to intrude too much. Unless I'm doing an intrusion, in which case, never mind.
Indeed.
So, tell me, Thryth, what's Misha's home life been like recently? We haven't really touched on the fact that Chad was her brother.
Which is something we made up later on, yeah. Let's see.
So, I mean, what's it like? Because Chad's just completely disappeared. There aren't any baby photos of Chad. Mum and Dad don't remember Chad.
I think he's getting edited out of the family photos. She probably has one or two of personal photos that are protected because they're connected to her.
Hmm.
Um, and I
What does? Sorry, you go.
and I'm sure there's some subconscious level of loss of something in the parents that's being acerbated by the fact that she's now got the rift of the Frankenstein creature.
Hmm.
Um, that's making a bit of stress going on in the house, and they definitely don't like her new friend Riley.
Oh no, indeed not.
Yeah.
I mean, Riley's trouble.
Oh yeah, indeed. Bad influence.
Hmm.
Barely coherent.
Yeah, definite mental health issues. That one. All right, so Misha is late to school. As such, she's running towards Clock Tower High. She has missed the excitement of this morning so far. And she's, running to school with a piece of toast in her mouth because, of course, she is.
We have to hit those tropes, yes.
Yep.
Okay.
She comes to a section where the building on her left has a cul-de-sac. One of those bits where the public pathway just kind of cuts into the block for reasons you're sure make sense to somebody. And there's this like tiny little miniature park sort of thing there, but the trees that have been planting there are the kind that sort of overgrow downwards. So you've got
Like willows and such?
yeah. So you've got this kind of dark passageway leading to a dark area inside. Something about this place makes her slow down and pause. And it's only when she's looking around for a moment, wondering what it is that's wrong, that she notices near, like in a little corner next to a fence,
Yes.
there's one of those collectible charms. The thing is, it's quite familiar. It's one of the ornaments that is usually hanging off Lucy's bag.
Oh, that's got hackles raised. And she's going to stop. She probably was slowed down her step, but now just outright stops and moves over there to go look to pick it up and look around, because it's not the kind of thing Lucy would just drop.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, it has been torn off, apparently.
Indeed.
So that sounds like an investigation.
It does indeed, and I gotta check real quick to see if using ally tags burns them.
It does.
Well, I'm going to have to use one, I think. I'm going to use... Well, if I use 0, it's... I'm going to go ahead and use 1. Actually, no, this is Lucy. I'm going to go ahead and suggest using 2. I'm going to be doing Mighty and Wise and Bonded in Survival. That gives me the chance to get 2 clues on this investigate. It's kind of risky in case there's anything dangerous, but...
Indeed.
Okay, any weaknesses?
No, not at this point.
Okay, then it is investigate with a +2. Oh no, that's not good.
Looking around, Misha wanders towards the opening in the branches that leads to the dark clearing beyond. Takes a moment for her eyes to adjust until she can see there's somebody there. Just sort of standing there, swaying slightly from side to side, back to nearby is what appears to be a sewer access grate.
Is the access grate open?
It's slightly ajar.
Okay, eyeing the sewer access, moving over towards the person swaying. Hello? Excuse me. Who are you? I mean, do you know where the girl who owns this collectible is? This charm is?
Getting a bit closer, this guy stinks. He absolutely reeks. His clothes are dirty and disheveled. As she gets a little closer, he suddenly turns around and hisses. You can see that his teeth are all pointed. He's got claws on his hands, dark veins in pasty white flesh, and bloodshot eyes.
Oh shoot! Punch him.
Okay.
I'm not using any tags.
Okay. This sounds like a go toe to toe.
Yep. Ooh. She just punches him.
Okay. Which one are you choosing?
I'm the Yang. That's right. Cads and okay. I'm going to punch him back out of the cover of the willows into the light. So I'm choosing number one. The first choice. Manage to achieve your goal.
I'm going to say that Misha's Aikido lessons when she was a kid pay off, combined with her currently phenomenal strength. She throws him out into the street, and the reaction is pretty spectacular. There's a flash of light and heat as his skin begins to burn. And in the next moment, he's reduced to ash, which just simply blows away on the.
Oh crap. I was going to be one of those things. She's going to go ahead and go down to reach into the reach over to the sewer access and try to get down in there and see if there's any sign of Lucy down there.
Okay, this sounds like taking a risk.
Oh, you're right. There could be more of them. Okay.
Without convenient sunbeams.
So you can see, or Misha can see that there is a ladder that goes down. She is able to lift and move the grate because she is really strong now, which is the fringe benefit that she's getting from all of this craziness.
Yep. She's probably started to develop some odd veining around the eyes that's probably gotten her parents accusing her of drug use or something.
Oh dear.
Not direct accusations, those sort of sideways things.
All right, so taking a risk, I am going to tag overextend.
Oh, she's overextended. She's part of me. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Oh. I am going to go ahead and go with the -1.
Okay.
This is really risky. There was a 6 in there. That's useful.
Yep. Oh, that was almost good. All right, I'm going to offer you a hard bargain.
Okay.
When Misha gets down a ways in the very dim light down here, she can see Lucy's bag lying on the concrete floor. The problem is, as she takes a step towards it, in the darkness beyond the bag, several glowing red eyes appear, staring at her. She can either try and get the bag, and there are at least 3 of them down there, or she can cut and run.
Oh. It may be burned, but bonded in survival is still a thing. And Lucy was at one point dating her brother or something. She's going to try to grab the bag. There might be information there, and get out before they stomp on her. But she is going to try to snatch the bag.
Face danger.
Oh,
I
dear.
cannot tag overextended for this one.
Understood. I'm tagging tougher than she looks.
Of course.
Okay.
I don't think anyone would object if you tag keep on ticking.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Okay. Oh, yeah, no, she's going to basically, I think, going to do a shockwave slam fist, to just do something Hulk-like to knock him off balance long enough to grab the bag and zip up the stairs, up the ladder.
Yes. She hears some screeching and howling, but these things are obviously not stupid enough to follow her into the daylight.
Not like the one they had on guard.
Mm.
Okay, I'm going to need backup for this. Serious backup.
Which begs the question, can cell phone calls reach into the...
She only has the one door open to it right now. And Lilith has that sealed. Not Lilith, Layla has that sealed. So my question is, can cell phone signals get past Layla?
Unfortunately not. So, yes, the cavalry will probably be a little delayed.
It's like, yeah, she's going to get that message that the phone you've reached cannot be reached.
All right, we are, however, going to swap over to the main group.
Okay.
So you're in the garden. It's safe harbor, but it's still an alien-y nightmare sort of place. Laurie is quite distracted. He on his hands and knees, shaking violently, staring at the blood on his shirt and hand. Layla.
Riley's probably between him and Layla, probably in a posture that implies hostile feral animal.
Okay. I do have a status for Riley, however.
Oh joy, go on.
Maternal impression.
Oh, right, Mother of Monsters. I forgot who you were.
Yeah.
What status?
Status 1. It's only mild.
She's got a lot of mental statuses that are very mild, but they're there.
She looks at Riley and laughs and says, "Fear not, my child. I am not here to hurt anyone."
Do I dare presume to ask what you're here for?
Oh, well, the three of you seem to have gotten yourselves into a spot of bother, and I took it upon myself to come and offer my help this time. Now that your story is part of the city story, I'm freer to act.
Help?
I should admit, my story's been part of the city's story for years now, and I've never met you.
Well, yes, I'm sorry, Miss Griffin, isn't it?
Some days more than others.
I have, of course, heard of you by reputation.
Well, I mean, that's just good for business.
What kind of help?
I believe I can be of help on several fronts. You have had some difficulties lately investigating disappearances. I've also heard this morning of Mr. Murray's termination from the school. I keep an eye on Clock Tower. Also, indeed, I should be of service to you in particular, Miss Dorsey. If you are interested in the people that ran the facility you were raised in.
And here's where I wish I still had that improvement, but it was on the Steam that just broke.
That's okay, because June hisses under her breath. That's the kind of hint that always gets someone interested.
You know the lab?
I know of the lab, indeed. I have it on good authority that somebody has been studying people like us, attempting to, among other things, weaponize us.
What? How? Monsters are not weapons. Monsters as weapons never works.
It's true we can be a little rebellious.
Indeed, monsters as weapons never work. However, there is always the corporation. The corporation is always trying to find ways of making a profit from other people's misery.
Random's sort of nodding her head along because Layla's now talking in tropes, and that's completely Random's language.
Always a more arrogant fool.
Indeed, and I fear that the girl that you have been chasing has run across one of these operations.
Well, that's a problem. She won't be able to get out the way Random has, on account of Random still existing.
It is quite unfortunate. I am hoping that she is as yet not too far gone. However, if she is, she will need to be dealt with, which is unfortunate.
Okay, so I know in mechanical terms, some people don't have mythos of their own, but might be consumed by somebody else's mythos.
Mm-hmm.
Random understands that as minions to the monster.
Yep.
Okay. No, if minion, like ghouls.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Although one of the peculiarities that I've noticed in this city is that when it comes to people like us, particularly those who begin to form organizations around themselves, a hierarchy of sorts begins to take shape. And sometimes people with potential can have that potential subverted.
Random's kind of
Random
parsing this.
Mm.
Yeah. She's kind of got her head cocked up a little bit and trying to think it through.
So, what potential do we imagine that our missing person case was exhibiting?
What little Random knows about Shannon would have her as the apprentice, but that's not a rift. That's a narrative trope.
Indeed, I also want to congratulate you for that insight. That's pretty good.
Now I'm worried.
All right, would this be a good time to shift the spotlight to Laurie for a
Yes, I think that might be.
Certainly.
Laurie starts whispering and hissing under his breath. What did I do? What did I do? Over and over. He sits back on his knees and is staring at his bloody hand. And breathing in, he can smell the blood. And his heart starts racing. He licks his lips as he can practically taste the blood on his tongue. And shaking and trembling, he's slowly bringing that one of the hands towards his lips. So I'm tagging Soiled Soul here, which will get an attention on Hypnotic Beauty.
Which reminds me, I need an attention on something too.
Mm-hmm. Layla sees this and moves to stop him. Is Riley going to get in her way?
Oh, you're tagging that for flaw type thing?
Yes. I'm forcing the issue of, Laurie's vampirism expressing and taking over.
I'm going to try an odd thing and basically do a tackle cover on Lori. You do the thing that maybe a cat or something will pounce on top of their something they're protecting and put it under them.
All right. I'm not going to make you roll. You tackle Laurie and pin him. Stop him from drinking. He fights back a little bit, but he's too out of it to give Random an actual proper fight.
Okay. Okay. And she's going to be focused on Layla, because even with the maternal impression, she's still not certain about letting her near friends.
Layla kneels next to them and places her hand on Random's arm, just a light touch, Jen. It's okay, dear. Please let me handle this.
She's going to go ahead and try to sniff out Layla's intentions. And again, I know I don't have any tags or the unlock on this yet, but we've already said this is a system where that just means I'm not good at it yet.
Sure.
I want to try to get a sense of what her intentions are.
Okay. That would be an investigate.
Would try to make friends fall under this?
Yes.
I don't think Doors of the Garden will work, even though we're in the garden.
No, unfortunately.
Yeah. This is where I kind of wish I had the divination instead of expression, but we're going to need the expression.
I will let you add. So what I'm thinking is, I think violent instinct should be marked, but I'm going to let you add the maternal impression as a.
Okay, cool. And I think that's. Well, I think we're going to have to do agitated against too. Which is going to give me a total of 0.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think explore my free will really helps here, because this isn't my free will I'm investigating. So here we go.
No, unfortunately.
I got a clue.
You did.
Does Layla really intend to help?
Yes.
That's a clear answer, which means one of the other two is the issue. What is your choice on the other one?
Ask you one question as well.
Okay.
What is Laurie to Riley?
Ooh, Laurie is the first friend.
I see. Very good.
I'm not sure it would come to that particular word, but yeah, first friend. Okay.
Does she let Layla?
Yeah, with that in mind, she is going to very hesitantly back off away from Layla. Let Layla through.
Layla reaches out and strokes Laurie's cheek and says,
As Layla reaches out,
oh dear,
June is going to have her say as well.
Okay.
And by say, but she's going to stop Layla from touching Laurie for at least a few moments. And she's going to sign self for identity and important.
Layla nods. to June.
What damage?
They need to make a choice. But it's their choice to make.
June's going to let you go.
She says, Laurie? Laurie looks up at her as she takes his wrists and sort of just gently holds them, but there's something about it. Laurie, despite looking thirstily at the blood on his hand, isn't moving them. And the trembling slowly subsides. Laurie, you're split between two paths right now. If you taste of this blood, you'll be accepting the taint that Veronica has inflicted you with. And I understand that that isn't desirable. On the other hand, if you do taste this blood, on the other hand, if you don't taste this blood, you may run the risk of losing yourself to this power that's trying to take over. If you do taste of this blood, while you are accepting Veronica's taint, you would also be taking a step towards bringing your soul back into balance. I just wanted to make you aware of the choice you're about to make. With that, Layla lets go of Laurie's hand and takes a step back. Does anyone want to add anything at that point?
I think June is okay with this.
Random's going to just be staring inscrutably, kind of occasionally blinking.
Laurie looks at you all, then looks down at his hands again. His eyes flick between everyone for a moment as he tries to work out what he needs to do, what he wants to do. His emotions are telling him to do, and all of the other conflicting feelings. He doesn't say anything, but you can see him make the decision as he slowly brings the hand back to his lips, tastes the blood, which will mark a fade on the final girl.
That's true. Vampire Mina is not the final girl.
No.
Different flavor of badass, but
Oh, yes. Layla steps forward again and puts a small cut on her index finger. She reaches down to touch Laurie's forehead again. Is anyone going to stop her?
no, Random's pretty sure this is safe.
June is going to stop her and sigh. keep self promise.
Layla smiles and says, "You're a good friend, Miss Griffin. I promise I will not harm their sense of self."
June will let go and step back.
She reaches down and touches Laurie's forehead with the spot of blood. She draws what looks like a small zigzag before inscribing a circle, flicking her finger at the end so that the tip of the tail circles around to the other end of the little zigzag that she made. Laurie curls up and falls over onto his side. You can see he seems to shrink very slightly in his clothes. His features shift, becoming a little bit less defined, a little bit softer. And his hair darkens towards black. I'm bringing the wanted status down to a 5. I'm renaming it familiar.
Oh, got different physical form.
Very slowly, yes. After a few moments, Laurie recovers. He puts his hand to his forehead. What just happened?
Elaine's going to sign for Laurie one of her power tags. Always a new monster.
Layla throws her head back and laughs. If nobody is going to help him up, Layla will help him. She says, "Laurie Murray, it's a pleasure to finally meet you." Laurie blushes a little. I don't think I've had the pleasure. Yes, Layla Eldred. Laurie looks around, suddenly screams and leaps back as one of the lizards runs up to his foot and licks.
I'm wondering if I should have random eat it.
June picks it up and pats it. He's a lizard friend.
This random looks around at all, looks around for more, and looks up and says, "It's food."
Definitely turning so that my back's between you and it.
The lizard starts nuzzling June's hand and licks her.
Oh, it's a little baby.
Random's confused. You're bonding with her food source.
Well, Reddit tells me that humans will pack bond with anything.
Yep,
It's true.
this is true. Yep. At least it's not like the Stranger Things lizard.
Layla turns to Riley and says, "Yeah, you do have quite the garden here."
Possibly there might be a flicker as it shifts through other sorts of layers, but settles back in on Xenomorph. Assuming that it in response to Layla in investigating it.
Yes, as it flickers through, you do notice that the mirrors that have appeared here are remain static.
Are those your mirrors?
She gestures towards the closest one, which is the one she stepped out of. The scene beyond it transforms from a mirror, the mirror dimension of Random's Garden, to what appears to be a garden of thorns and brambles populated by predators of all different sorts. She says, "Indeed, this is my garden. Bahara, the Garden of Sorrows."
Oh, Riley's going to gesture around. I'm going to assume she drops the sill look for a moment and has the vaguely clawed hands, just sort of gestures around in not a very eloquent way, but just pointing, saying, "Hunter's Garden."
Very nice.
Out of curiosity, two things I can suggest. Misha might try calling Elaine when she can't reach Random, or Lori. And I think Elaine's in the hospital, so that won't work either. And would at any point Layla stop sealing off the garden, at which point cell signals might be able to get in.
Yeah. Layla gestures towards the mirror again and says, "As much as I would love to stay and chat and compare notes, you three have plenty to be getting on with, and now that I've dealt with one of your, well, at least made some room dealing with one of your more serious problems, I better let you get back to your case. Would you like me to? I could change this mirror's destination to anywhere you desire."
Oh, I have 4 more doors.
All right, I will leave you to it then. Stepping to the mirror, she steps through the glass shifting like water as she enters. As her heel crosses the threshold, the mirror fades and becomes seemingly just another mirror.
At which point, probably June's and would Riley have a cell phone?
That is up to you.
I don't think she would, or at least if she does, she doesn't reliably carry it. But June and
So June.
Yeah.
June's cell phone starts going off.
June answers the phone, or at least presses the receive call button and listens.
It's like, it's probably been, let's say, 10 minutes at this point. Would that be a good estimate?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, finally, somebody picked up. There are vampires in the sewers. Lucy's missing. I have her back. I don't know where she is. She dropped her charm. I punched a guy into the sunlight and he went and turned into dust. There's more of them down in the sewers. Kind of.
For the benefit, we are running a slightly cyber-techy kind of city, so this is a video call.
I was just going to pass the phone to Random and sign to her to ask where.
Oh, okay, we can do that too.
The sewers and outside the school are a lot of places.
It's like, okay, and Random's kind of holding it rather awkwardly, kind of holding it low, and he gets the same thing and asks where it is, and kind of getting a description, nod along, and maybe look at the video as well or something since we're doing slightly cyber techy, and going to go to try to find one of her doorways. There is a creepy willow section with shadows there that looks like a good place to put a door.
Oh yeah. Quite an easy place to put a door.
Yep. And it's going to be close to the school, and I've never set a mileage or kilometer limit on this, but should be close.
Yep.
Okay. Should we want to make this a roll or just have it happen?
I think it should just happen.
Yep. So, yep, there'll be a door that's open up, and it kind of opens up between two willow trees at an angle to where it's hard to see where it is between them. But you can come out, and it's pretty easy to come out when you're coming out. Maybe it's not easy to get in, but it's kind of easy to come out.
Okay. I'm going to suggest that with that, we take a break.
We are at about an hour.
Yep, that was my thought. Also, I need more drink.
Cool.
I should
now-
know if I've got an empty bottle next to me.
Now, we haven't been doing Geek Out during the credits at the end of each session.
Well, we've been doing it at the end of each session, not at the end of each
Yeah.
episode.
Correct. Do we want to geek out during the credits now, or...
Normally I would say no, but you've just had a major theme fade completely.
Oh, it's not faded completely. It's only two.
Oh, I thought that was the third one. Never mind. In that case, no, I probably wouldn't. I'd stick to how we do.
I agree.
I am going to bring up the point that when I got the attention on Monster Covered in Blood, which I need to mark, because you did Violent Instincts.
I did, yep.
I did take the tag Mantras of Power and Terror.
Sweet. I think that's good enough for that session. I don't think we need a geek out during the credits.
Also, that was a pretty strictly narrative session, so we didn't do much RPG advancing.
This is true.
But that bit's coming up.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So we will catch you in a little bit.
Dun,
Yep.
dun,
Yep.
dun.
Talk to you later.
Anyone remember how many episodes this is?
No.
I just processed episode 6. I think 1, 2. That one might actually have 3 episodes, depending on how I split it up. Either way, that or those are going to be extra length episodes. So 2, 7, 8. 9. This is probably the sixth session, but the 11th, 12th episode.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're well on the way here. So that sounds like an investigation.
It does indeed, and I gotta check real quick to see if using ally tags burns them.
It does.
Well, I'm going to have to use 1, I think. I'm going to use... Well, if I use 0, I'm going to go ahead and use 1. Actually, no, this is Lucy. I'm going to go ahead and suggest using 2.
Okay. I'm going to just double check that to make sure I'm correct.
Okay. Life cycles of a theme. There we go. End of this chapter. Okay. Tags and crew and
Using extra theme.
Yeah.
Tags and crew extra themes, page 223.
Don't you just love it when the reference gets into another reference? Don't worry, everybody. This will get put in the blooper section where I put a lot of the mechanics.
Crew or extra power tags?
Yep. They are crispy. They burn as soon as they are used.
Unlike character power tags, crew and extra power tags are crispy. They burn as soon as they are used.
Yeah. Oh, and power tags on the ally are recovered when I choose to recover all burn tags. Okay.
So yes, they do indeed burn.
So I want the chance for 2 clues. So I'm going to do bonded and survival because this is Lucy, who she survived the mess with up in the park.
Hello, Thrith?
Oh, hello. I need to hit push to talk.
I was wondering.
Okay. So yeah, there's a lot of that there. That's going to be me and you saying the same thing without talking over each other somehow, so that I wasn't realizing I was doing that. Anyway, all that to the blooper and I'm recovering from the quote Ann just put up there.
It's okay, so are we.
Slight suggestion. Maybe she's met you when she was Kelsey.
That's possible. I was also just going to suggest that she could have met me, but she didn't bother because I'm not a vampire. And or of interest to her at the time.
She did hire you for the last job, you do remember that?
I believe that was through an intermediary and I never met her.
Okay. That's cool.
Because you've still got the text of your introduction scene, don't you?
I do. I never actually state that it's Layla.
Yeah, I thought you used male descriptives actually.
Oh,
so it must
okay.
have been an intermediate.
Sure.
I could be misremembering because I'm a bit special.
No, it's okay. It can be an intermediary. This is good. It's good for the storytelling.
I believe you.
And here's where I wish I still had that improvement, but it was on the Steam that just broke.
That's okay, because June hisses under her breath. That's the kind of hint that always gets someone interested.
Yeah. She hisses under her breath, or she signs under her palm.
The throat scarring doesn't stop her from breathing.
True. Yeah.
A hiss is an unvoiced fricative. It doesn't use the vocal cord.
Good point. Yeah. That's why it works when your throat is sore. Anyway.
So what potential do we imagine that our missing person case was exhibiting?
Lucy is the damsel.
I hardly think the damsel is that easy or that useful a resource to exploit. The damsel always attracts heroes.
Yes. The damsel always attracts heroes. Of course, the random doesn't know. That's her idea of what Lucy is.
Wait, Lucy? You don't know about Lucy yet.
Oh, Shannon. Oh, right. Wrong. I got mixed up. Sorry. Back up.
It's okay.
What? Okay. What little random knows about Shannon would have her as the apprentice. At least it's not like the Stranger Things lizard. Oh, Riley's going to gesture around. I'm going to assume she drops the sill look for a moment and has the vaguely clawed hand, just sort of gestures around, not in a very eloquent way, but just pointing, saying, "Hunter's Garden."
Very nice.
Which is oddly prophetic now that I think about it, since the hunter is usually the term applied to the thing that fights monsters. I did not plan that. Okay. But that association's in my head, so it probably did it by accident.
Indeed.